I am a mystic and an authenticity coach. Now, let me explain that. I wrote about this a while ago. I gave you something many, many months ago. I said I was a reluctant mystic because I've known this my entire life. But it's a different time in the world now, and I need to become completely authentic and honest because what I'm doing is coaching people to become authentic because that is what is needed in our world now. And I hold back and I don't tell everyone everything, and even with my family, so they will appreciate all of this. I got up this morning and I will hear something on a video or something, and it was something talking about mystics. And I said, no, I'm not going to look at that. I'm not going to listen to that because I hide from what I know I'm supposed to do. I've done it all in my life, but it's okay. You've done it too. We all do. We don't know who we're going to become, but it's coming up for you now because the world has changed, and I'll explain what's happening. So as I was listening to this, I didn't listen to the video. I'll put it in the description here because this was a really great one, and many of you might relate to this, and it will get you to understand maybe something about yourself and what might be happening in our world. So I'll leave a link in the video description of this one. And so, but what I did right after that, I decided, let me go and find that article that I wrote back in, I believe it was May of this year, and I'll put a link to that as well so you can read that, because I've always known what was going on, but I, like you, need proof sometime. The other day I said, I put out there, everything's going to change on Monday. On Monday everything changes, and people say, what is he talking about? Most times people do not know what I'm talking about when I put out information because it hasn't happened. We as humans wait for things to show up, and then we go, how did that happen? Where did that come from? And then we can go out and complain and blame everyone else, our government and all of that. That was the message actually that came up for me from 2012 for today. Blame. We're going to blame everybody else for what's going on. But what happened when I said that last week, I said everything changes on Monday. I didn't know what it was going to be. But then when I saw what was happening in our world and the fear that was coming up with everyone, I said, yeah, I was right. I knew that was what was coming. And Putin started bombing more and killing more because we had to wake up a little bit more. That's what's going on. And then I also talked last week about civil war and nuclear war. I said, we don't have to have that because I know what's going on. All we have to do is decide to put a different energy in the world, and that is by becoming our authentic selves. Each person. It's not just me, it's you. If you do something that causes you to become successful, happy, and live the life that you wanted to live, the world starts to change. You may not believe that, but if you study science a little bit, or quantum physics, or mechanics, or any of that, you will understand that there's basis, there's proof behind that. There's a scientific proof for why that would work. And I know that, but again, I still, like you, I got, let me not be judged. Let me get something that's going to make sense. See, because I was told that I was given everything in 2012, and that's true, because that was another time where we were shifting into a different dimension of our world, and that's what's happening now. Our world, globally, we're transitioning into a new place. And so I was told that I was going to have to deal with all of the uncomfortable things that we don't want to talk about, like race, ethnicity, gender, all of those things. And you can see them happening now, and we're fighting about them all over the world. But that may not have anything to do with you, but what does have something to do with you is what you're on the earth to do at this moment. And my work now and my program guides people to becoming their authentic self. So you live the life that you're supposed to have. You become prosperous, because this is a shift in our civilization where more people who have not had before, who didn't prosper, need to have that now. It's a rebalancing of the earth that is going on. And it has everything to do with our weather, the reason that the war is happening, the reason that women in Iran are cutting their hair, why the United States took abortion rights away from women. Yeah, it's going to be so we all start to say, what do we want? What world do we want to create? Because we're all doing it. And the only way that we create a world that we want to live in is when we decide to become ourselves. When we decide to become our authentic selves. God gave everyone something that they were meant to do. And when we hold back and don't do that, then we let other people take over. And then we think, oh, I'm being controlled and my life is a mess. And you can continue to do that, but I'm not going to. This is my work and what I'm doing now, and I wanted to put this out because I wanted everyone to understand, especially people who are marketing to me and sending me things and wondering, can you come join my program? No, I have one mission that I'm doing, and that is to guide people to becoming their authentic selves, because that's going to help change our world, and that was the thing that I was given. When I work with a client, I know what you were given. I will see it. You may not accept it because it's a consciousness thing. It's an awareness that has to expand within you, and then you have to become willing to accept it. And once you do that, everything that you've ever wanted in your life, you will have. And some people come to me and they said, well, Roger, what market? Who are you speaking to? What is your market? This is what we want to know as coaches. I said, my market is this. Someone who wants to be happy, who wants to be successful, prosperous, have the love of their life, who wants to live in peace, who wants to move through all of their trauma and all of their doubts and all of their insecurities and become confident, self-empowered, and raise their self-esteem and add their light to the world. That's my client. So if that's you, then that's who I want to work with. All right, see you soon.